morning.
I'm stuck to the mic.
Oh, look.
Oh, nice.
It was echo anyway because it was a thing.
Anyway, yeah.
There's some other stuff.
I'm stuck to the mic.
What do you mean you're stuck to the mic? It doesn't want you to go anywhere. It's like, no.
I was like,
you live here now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is your house.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. As you guys can see, we have some stellar guests with us this morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love when you just come up with words.
Do you see my...
Stellar.
What do you guys... The first I want to ask you before I even introduce you people, what do you guys think of my shirt?
Tell them
Does it remind you of anything?
Tell them what it looks like. Those water cups.
You don't know?
Those water cups that have that same design.
I remember when we were kids, it was water cups in school.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, when I first saw him in the shirt, I was like, I'm thirsty. That reminds me.
Hashtag 90s. Hashtag Saved by the Bell.
Reminds me of a water. Hilarious. But,
all right.
It's a new day. It's a new day and a new time and fabulous. And God be the glory for giving us this new day. And it's Wednesday. So what happens on Wednesdays? I get here and the Observer is on my doorstep.
The Observer is at the door. You don't have to wait no more.
No. Okay, so check it out. One thing that you guys need to know about the Observer is that they have all kinds of new great things going on. One, our stuff is in there. 2, Cruz Shaw District Council 2, he actually writes in the Observer at least once to twice a month, gives you updates on District 2. Barbara Hawkins also gives you updates on 120 State Rep District, so she gives you updates in the Observer. So those new things are happening now. Lots of new writers and stories and things, so make sure that you pick up one. They are available all over the East Side, especially at the HEB and here, so you can always come and pick this up. You can also go online and observer.com, that's not it, observersa, I think.com, and read the stories online as well.
It says here, the One Media Hub.
Right, because that's the back.
Oh.
And one of the things that that's on our page actually, and that's happening. Let me see what's happening on the 17th, which would be Friday. One of those things on this page is a movie premiere called Walk on the River. Walk on the river. When you graduate 5th grade, come holler at us.
Man, you don't know. The struggle's real.
Is a movie that's coming out Friday, and these guys are behind it.
Yes, these illustrious gentlemen have put together a historically vibrant movie. And also incredibly informative. So if you're like me and you love history, and now that I live in San Antonio, now I just want to find out everything about this place and where it came from and what it was all about and what the people were like. So Walk on the River is definitely on my playlist, so to speak.
Yes, and it's about the Black history in San Antonio, which really, to me, I was like, yeah. We got history.
Sure.
Good, bad, or indifferent. We're going to learn what it is on Friday. But
absolutely. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves, please.
Oh, yes.
Please, my name is
you have to talk in there, though, because nobody, I can hear you, but they don't know you.
Please, my name is Born Logic. I'm the director and co-producer of the film.
Greetings, my name is Baba Andam.
You got to speak again into the thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, get up on it. Get up on it. Like, make it your friend now.
Yeah, greetings. My name is Baba Andam Ma'at. I am the co-producer of the film Walk on the River, A Black History of Alamo City.
And you do lots of great, well, both of you do.
Yes.
But you could do a lot of great things as far as our history here in San Antonio that you've been doing for a long time. Yes. And it happens every year. Yes. And tell them what it is.
We do a few things. Of course, we have the Black history of women, celebrating Black women. We have a presentation we do on the Black women, specifically here in San Antonio. I think that's very unique, very powerful, and informative about some of the great women that was raised right here in San Antonio. And then we have other events like the Kwanzaa Market Festival, where we promote Ujamaa Buy Black. And we also have, of course, we have a book giveaway for children, where we, get donations from the community, and then we give away Black history books to promote literacy and Black history.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're trying to do something throughout the year where we really try to share our history and empower us with the knowledge of, because we've done some great things here and worldwide.
Absolutely. And do you still have that house, the house with the sign? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I have a truck with a sign.
Well, there's actually a house that and during Kwanzaa and stuff, and I'm always like, and I always see it, and that reminds me, like it keeps the reminder of the holiday and the tradition and what you're supposed to do every time I pass the house.
Yeah, I know you're talking about Brother Rap. I know he has a sign he's been having there for years.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just you need to give him a high five for that sign
no
because
doubt. Shout out to my brother.
And sometimes it's little things that that reminds you like there's more than just sometimes what we see. And then board I'll excuse me. I'm always
Just go with the easy one.
my sweetie pie because I know him and his wife and the kids and I love them. What have you been doing? Because you do all kinds of stuff. You do media stuff, you do editing, you do filming, you do so many things, as well as making movies. So tell them a little bit about your background.
I do video production and online marketing, so I'm always marketing different events and helping people produce online video. And so I'm always partnering with Baba Andar, all the cultural events that we put on for the city. I do the marketing a lot of times in the video for it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And he, we met many years ago, and it was like, this is what I do, this video stuff, and it was just kind of getting where people were like, ooh, this is an outlet. But he had already got it down, you know what I'm saying? He had been working on it. So he's definitely very knowledgeable in this skill. So if you're looking for something professional and you don't have to be like scared to see what it's going to turn out like, come on, boy. He's so he's definitely good. So tell us about this movie and what we're going to be learning about or what we're going to be witnessing.
This movie is basically a 100-year time span of our history, of Black history here in 7% Black population. There's not a lot of history, but there is a ton of history.
A ton of history.
And when I tell you we could not even fit all of it in a movie,
Wow.
It is so rich here. So basically we're going to take you from emancipation. We're going to walk you through the early 1900s, talk to you about the businesses that were here, the community organizations, the people that truly made a difference and made it possible for us to extend our culture here. We're going to talk to over 25 individuals that we've interviewed. We're going to show you historical photos. We're going to show you historical footage. And we're really going to try to paint a picture of the Black experience here in San Antonio over the past 100 years.
So where do we locate most? Where we're at right now, or were we everywhere? Did we have a certain location that we were really?
We were not really regulated to one particular area. Now, of course, the east side is considered the traditional Black side of town because during Jim Crow segregation, this is where a lot of people were relegated to. However, from the inception of San Antonio, there have been Black communities on the north side. On the west side actually was the first place where Black people were settled. The downtown area was very heavy with the Black population. And then we started migrating more towards the east side.
Nice. See. So I've always thought that Tucker's was our first Black business in San Antonio. So that is definitely not
at all.
Not the case.
No.
Excuse my ignorance. What's Tucker's?
Oh, my favorite drinking place.
Oh,
with wings.
Oh, it's a bar.
It's a bar.
It's a
Look at me.
bar and grill.
Well, because Tucker's has been around for it might be, I don't even know if it was the first bar, I don't know, but it was, he's like, it can't be, right? I mean, we said the 1900s, nigga. That's what I was saying. When you said that, I was like, oh yeah. Ain't nothing on the east side first for Blacks. That's why I asked that question too, because if we were on the north side and downtown and everywhere else and had businesses and stuff, I can't wait to see this movie. So, but yes, Tucker's was always kind of that thing of being one of the first Black businesses. And I guess that's what they said, one of the first, but that can't be true.
Right, not if. So how far back? I mean, since the beginning, since the inception of of this experiment have black people been in Texas? Has that been or since we started moving into Texas, so to speak, and we just brought our black people with us? How did it work?
I think that's going to be something that's very interesting that people are going to find out, is that since the inception of San Antonio, black people have had an influence here.
Okay, yeah.
And when you start connecting some of the historical dots, just take for example, the Moors, the African Moors that went into Spain, and then that influence of the Spanish coming here to San Antonio. Now you start to see the African influence here in San Antonio. So we can go
right off the bat,
quite a ways back.
Wow.
But like my brother is saying, is that you know, most of the documentation in the history is really going to focus from that 1865 up to, you know, basically desegregation.
Got it.
But the idea is that we just want to kind of connect our history and show the achievements and the contributions, and at the same time seeing what we have done as a people to overcome some of the struggles and the challenges here in San Antonio.
Right.
And when you talk about the business, it just came up to, you know, when we looked at the photograph of P.F. Roberts' store, and that was during the Black Baptist settlement here in San Antonio. So now you're talking about what, the early 1900s.
Right. So this is one thing that I'm loving about it, because there's a few things that you said that it's like, you know, again, in our conversation, maybe because we don't even think of it, misconception, whatever the case may be, you know, Tucker's being one of the first black businesses in this, and that being said, and then now how people say, well, black people aren't just on the east side anymore, right? We're all over San Antonio. Hey, boo, been there. So again,
but why is that a thing? Why is that even a surprise or a thing at all?
When we talk about support, when we talk about coming together, when we talk about rallying together, you know, one of the excuses of why we cannot do it as well as we did back in the day was because we're not all centrally located in the same place. So before it's like that perception that we've always been in the same neighborhood. Right, and that's why it was easy for us to march and fight and come together and do stuff. But now black people are everywhere. They're in Dominion. We don't have the same struggles. We live all over San Antonio, so it's harder for us to come together. But that was the first thing, because I've heard that so many times that I'm like, boop. You know, you can debunk that by saying no, because since we've been here, we've been all over San Antonio, and we've still had, I'm sure, we still were able to come together and stuff when we needed to. So that excuse is now out the door for me.
Right. That's odd that was even an excuse, though. I mean, you're still in San Antonio, like it's still just in the city, right?
I mean, it's just
you're still in one city. It's not like you're, you know, spread out throughout the globe, and it's hard for us to get together. I mean, you know, it's 20 minutes to anywhere around here. So why is it so hard?
But you know, it's very interesting, because when you talk about that and you start to see how, like during segregation, you saw where most of the young people that went to school, and they had schools, of course, we was in all the different communities around San Antonio, but most of the children fed into Phyllis Wheatley High School.
Yes, they did.
So then you start to see kind of where the community came together at that point.
Right.
So the idea, that was a moment in time where, we were spread it out in San Antonio, but we had a central place where we found ourselves coming together. So we have to ask, well, at this day and time, where's that place?
Where's that central place?
Yes.
Right. I like it.
I think too, the thing, we have to be understanding, because we now don't really fully grasp the concept of what people had to go through during the Jim Crow era.
Yes.
So when we say the East Side, it was looked at as a safety zone, because once you stepped out of that, more racism, you were more subjected to violence.
Yes.
People doing and saying things that were
you were
negative.
able to protect, because the more the numbers, they weren't going to come into that area to, you know, they're waiting for you to come out to get you.
Indeed. So it was more of a safety zone. So we started creating a community feel, because it was a safe haven. That's why so many businesses operated in that area, so people didn't have to go outside of the area.
Yes. and businesses could
And
be
so
more
that's-
protected as well.
Absolutely. So that's why people have that mentality about the east side, because at one point it was like a safety zone.
Yes, I can't wait till Friday. Y'all better get there. Y'all better get there, because I think it's important. What they say, if you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it and all that good stuff. But I just think that it's important because you live in San Antonio. You know, I'm not a history person, so you know, I'm not the history buff or whatever the case may be. In history class, I was like, just get a C.
No,
I gotta pass. You know what I'm saying? But I literally, when we were celebrating 300 years in San Antonio, I was like, how old is America?
Right.
How old is America? How old?
1776.
Yeah.
Right. And how old when did San Antonio started?
1718.
Right. And I was like, huh. You know?
Right.
And that to me like really hit home. Like, I mean, it opens up the mind a little bit more. Like, San Antonio's older than this America that we're trying to make great again.
Right.
Because this was New Spain at the time. This was a Spanish colony.
I know. It's crazy. I just think it's crazy, and you should go back and learn about the history of where you live.
You should.
I agree. And I think people are going to really appreciate the information, but also I think it's going to be inspiring. You know, once we learn our history, it's inspirational and it's instructional, and it tells us things we have done, so it tells us things that we can do.
And yes.
And I think that's one of the things we hope that the people come out and they see and they hear this information, and then they take the information and say, look here, we had this and we did this, and we must continue to do these things.
It ain't nothing to do it again.
Exactly.
So this is one of the mental struggles that I see our black people in, is the fact that so much narrative starts as our history, our life starting with slavery, right? So I'm like, dude, we didn't start as slavery. We keep on flipping backwards, and you'll see us doing great things, right? That's where America wants us to feel like our stuff started. And so the conversation for so many years is like, even when we got a black president, look, we got a black president, now our kids know that you can be president. But in all factors, the first president was black before all these other presidents, right? But that's not something that's in our history that we learn. So as a community, we feel like we're starting from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Now you're here, rather than you're born from kings and queens, and you have an enriched, fabulous history, that people have done great things, that have invented great things, that half the things that you use are invented by people that look like you. Yeah, wasn't taught that. We just weren't taught that. So I feel like when you finally realize that we have been there all along, and we have been intelligent all along, and we have had businesses all along, and wealth all along, and all of these things, then maybe you feel that I'm worth it. I'm somebody just from being me, not because somebody told me or validated me or anything, just because I have the heritage and the blood of whatever, of a great people. That's why this is so important. I already feel empowered.
So let everyone know where they can watch this film, please.
Friday, doors open at 6 p.m. at the Carver Cultural Center, 226 North Hackberry. Tickets are on sale right now at walkontheriver.com. They are $10. You cannot find a cheaper event at the Carver, period.
I've been pondering this whole time. How you do that? I'm going to ask him off air.
We have tickets on sale right now. They are going fast, so please purchase them online because they are moving fast.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
I'll put this on the feed real quick.
Yeah.
I will put a link in the feed, guys, so that you guys can easily just push the button and then buy your tickets. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
It is that simple.
And I definitely need you guys to support, get a ticket. Hey, even if you don't go, purchase a ticket and give it to, somebody else.
Let me ask a question. In the creation of this, what was the most surprising thing that each one, I mean, I'm sure it's a little different. It might be a little different for each one of you, or maybe both of you guys had an aha moment, like, oh my goodness, what was the most surprising thing that you guys learned about Black history here in San Antonio while you're researching and creating this film?
I think two things. One is that we have always had an influence here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be one of the surprising things about the film, that our presence has been here and continue to be reflected here in San Antonio. The other thing is the great contributions, specifically Black women had here in San Antonio. We came across some women that, I mean, was just very powerful and had such a strong impact on San Antonio and the development of the community here. And I think that's something people are going to be very surprised about.
Wow.
I just love it.
Is that the same for you?
Safe haven.
For me, I think the thing that probably surprised me the most is how different this side of town was, how rich it was, how populated it was. Because when I look at the east side now, a lot of times just driving through, you see rundown buildings, you see sometimes things are closed, but to know that some of these places were open and vibrant businesses, and that people were walking down the street and doing things, so many different things, I think that's what surprised me the most. Because I'm not from San Antonio originally. Yeah.
So it was essentially almost like an urban, inside of San Antonio, it was its own kind of urban landscape, its own kind of vibrant community. Yeah, that's
well,
amazing.
I mean, if you look at it and you drive around now, you can sit up there and be like, I mean, there's a lot of big houses on the east side. A lot of, I mean, what people would call a mansion. You know?
Especially in the 1900s, yeah.
Yeah, and as you see the rebuilding of things, you see them all coming back. So you can really picture how stuff was looking. And again, it was the Black side of town. So when you look at those stuff and you say, well, who was living in Dignowity? Right now, it might be a different demographic that's coming in, but when it was built, those houses were built like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, you really start thinking like, well, we had a lot, all the different shopping spots and places and things that were going on that we pass by right now, and everything's closed or getting remodeled or rebuilt. But that at one time was a poppin' situation, and that was I'm talking before the 80s, boo. It was popping in the 80s too.
Interesting that you say that, because you just sparked something, right? When you go and you visit other towns and cities and stuff, and if you ever take these historical walks, you end up inevitably running into the first mansion that was built in Miami, or the first mansion built in whatever, and you always see these houses. And I've taken a bunch of those kind of tours and seen a bunch of those kind of houses, and I can honestly say there's a bunch of houses within a few blocks of here that match the size and scope of those same houses. Yeah. So for you to say, the mansions, here on the east side, I see a bunch of them out there.
They're all in Dignowity. Like, that's pretty much, where most of them are. But then you have some over here in Denver Heights as well. But just the houses, period. They're big houses. They might look small, but walk up in there and you'd be like, 4 bedrooms. Well, in the backyard and a thing and a thing and a thing. And it's like, what the heck? And this is where people who were doing well lived, so it is interesting. And I just feel like hopefully when you learn that history and know that we've already been there, done that, and it won't take but 2 seconds for us to get back there. I know it's gonna be longer than 2 seconds.
So what is it that you guys really truly hope to accomplish with this film? Like, when it's all said and done and you're working on your next one, what is it that you want? What kind of impact do you want this film to have?
I guess one thing is that we realize that knowledge is power. And we want our community to walk away empowered by the information that we share in the film. And encourage that we can continue to do great things, and we are doing great things, but we can continue to do greater things. Nice. That's one thing. And then if I can just add this, and this is something Brother Logic and I talk about, we hope that maybe this will be a blueprint for other
Absolutely.
communities to follow, because as we travel around Texas and around the country, there's so much rich history that is not documented about us.
Yes.
So we have that
That's important.
responsibility to go out and document it.
Yeah.
Now we got this technology now, so it shouldn't be
As difficult or take as long.
exactly. So we can take these phones or whatever we have and start documenting our own history and telling our own stories.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that maybe people will see this and say,
Important.
well, I got history here. In South Carolina, in North Carolina, in Mississippi, in these little towns and places that I want to document and let the world know about.
Yes,
There you
I like
go.
it. I
Yes.
like it. We have the African American Museum that opened on the east side not too long ago too, and you know, as you find stuff, make sure you take it over there. You know, take it to places and figure out how we can display it for people to see. It's important. I remember I had a friend. My dad is a friend of my father's, and she was elderly and wanted her stuff cleaned out. But that's what she wanted. She wanted somebody to see stuff that she had done because it was good stuff.
Wow.
And it was stuff that people, you know, things that you say all the time, like that, you know, she might have helped something get passed and a hospital's built.
Yeah.
You know, things of that. You know, the best nurse that trained 250 nurses. Like one of the dude, Dr. Dillard, Hillard, on the east side here, he literally has like birthed
Oh, yes, you were telling me about that.
14,000. Like that was your community.
Right.
that grew up and made things happen over here.
I
So
pulled you out. I pulled you
right,
out. I
at the
pulled
point
you
where
out.
it's like Christmas time. Just bring all the presents to the center because you know everybody was birthed by. But those folks need to be documented because that's huge stuff. That was during times when everybody didn't have the same opportunity, and you know that's not right, but you know what I mean. So when you had the doctor, it was like he was the doctor of the community. You know, back in the day, there was villages. There was one medicine man, one, you know what I'm saying, and he took care of the people.
And I think another value of the film is that, and Brother Logic mentioned it in the beginning, is that we have interviewed so many people, and many of these people are elders, and they grew up here, they've lived here, they've lived this history. So I think it's an opportunity for us to capture the history that the elders have and can share it with future generations. You know, so often we used to sit around and listen to grandma and grandpa, and we used to hear those stories of the past, and we're not doing it as often now as we used to do it in the past. But with this film, I think we're going to hear some of the great stories from some of the great people that have lived the history and that is willing to share the story. So I think people are going to be inspired by just listening to some of those stories.
And we gotta remember that's how we know that stuff really happened, right? Because we've all heard stuff, but I can tell you, my friend Stephanie, when we were talking about just even slavery, right, and having a conversation, and most people didn't know anybody who was a slave, and she's like, you know what I'm saying? My grandma, woo woo, and and I was alive, and I mean, you know, she told me about woo and all. It brings the story to life.
Right.
It brings relativeness to it, you know. So those stories are really.
It also does something that I think is helpful in our society right now, which is it doesn't distance the slavery so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes it more. It shows you that it wasn't that long ago. Right? I mean, it was long ago. You certainly weren't alive.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that you don't know anybody
Right.
that doesn't have, you know, the lashes on their back or doesn't or didn't know somebody who,
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
we're not that far removed from that terrible, terrible time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not just the 60s. You know, we're talking about actual slaves.
Yeah.
We're not so far removed, so it makes it a little more. It brings it a little closer to home for people, I think, and I think that's important.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think that's important, and I think also equally important is that coming out of that experience, how resilient and how powerful and determined we were as a people to build a new life.
Right.
You know, so I think the part of the story that's being revealed in the film is that, you know, we came out ready to
we
create.
came out running. I love that. That is
Right.
because the stories that are not told, the time before slavery and that time when that rebuilding came and we became fabulous again. Taking over everything. They don't want to tell those stories to people. I love it. Well, we're going to be there. Of course, I done already bought my ticket. So what about you, boo? The link is already in the feed. Go in there, buy a ticket. If you can't go, give it to somebody who can. But let's support the film, these brothers, and go get some knowledge. Like, literally.
Absolutely.
Like I want to know, and then I'm going to be acting like I'm real smart. Like, you know what happened in 1872? That's what happened. Somebody tell me Tucker's was the first business. I'm going to say, it was actually the grocery store on the corner of King Street. And they go, how do you know? Because I know my black history through Walk on the Road.
Because I seen the movie.
Because I seen the movie. So yeah, definitely let's do that and support. We appreciate you guys coming in for sure, and giving us some good info. These are for you because, well, at least you take a copy.
Yes.
You know, because let you know.
Yes.
This is when you know that Nika did what she was supposed to. That was my proof. Take your proof. Take your invoice. Nika did what she said she was going to. But no, we love you, and I love supporting the things that you guys do. So make sure you come back when it's time for the, because you have a new plan to bring black business shopping, vendor shopping monthly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have to talk about that more and come bring some information about that so we can get some vendors involved and people can show up, and hopefully we can do one at the event center every now and again, and people can come support that as well. Because I have, when you download the app, the One Media Hub app, it is 99 cents, but proceeds go back into community initiatives. But there are points on there, so you can sign yourself up, right? And every time you go do something with the One Radio or whatever, you can get points. And those points, I haven't figured it out yet, but every so often we're going to have shopping days. And we'll have a whole bunch of things that have been donated to the station, cool TVs and cool clothes and hats and purses and things like that, that will all have a price, but you can buy them through your points.
There you go.
So the things will be like, 145 points. If you go to every event, you'll be like, I got 2,000, and you go nuts. So that's good stuff. And
but I have been told that cake was not included.
No, baby.
Nika's like that. You got to excuse her.
Lord, child.
Spent all my points here. Here.
So I don't like you anymore. I'm just kidding. I love you, baby. I don't have to like you when I love you. Please understand. So you already know that it is hot outside, but how can you save money and time? This is your hint.
What?
I'm giving you hints right now. It's hot outside, so how can you save money and time?
Pizza?
Well, you go get you a new thermostat at BSG.
Not pizza.
Not pizza.
But
later we'll get pizza.
Maybe.
But later we'll get pizza. You already know, you might have heard already, but Builder Systems Groups is got a great deal. $14.95 to secure your home through a monitoring device on the wall. $19 to take it to your phone. And if you want to automate your entire home, like your garage door goes up, your sprinklers turn on, you got videos on your doorbells, you got surveillance, you turn your bacon off from across the street, like all that good stuff, $39.95 a month.
Did you say turn your bacon off?
I mean, turn your bacon off from across the street. Bacon's important to people.
It is. That's why I ain't going across the street when I'm making it. What?
Probably shouldn't. All of those
or
good
cooking
things,
naked.
right?
We ain't doing it.
$39.95 is the cost of automating your entire home, right? So that would happen each and every month. So thermostat is what you want to get for absolutely free, and when you call them and mention the one, that's what happens. This thermostat has a GPS system, so you cross 1604, everything in your house goes off. When you're on your way home and you cross 1604 again, everything in your house turns on. Makes it all nice for you, and your beans start heating up in your crock pot.
With the bacon.
With the bacon.
You don't know.
And it's cool inside, and the door goes up, and the house is like, hello!
Welcome home, Nika. Thank you, Jesus.
Welcome, yes, and it'll be fabulous. So
I don't know why Nika's house is British, but it is.
It sounds nice, though. It sounds real nice. So, okay, for more information on that, as you can see it visually, check it out now.
No.
Did you know you can protect your home and your family for as low as $14.95 or turn your home into a smart home at an affordable price? ESG has protected families and communities. They care about each family and give a full survey of your home and or business to recommend the right products for you. You are a name and not a number. You will have security options to choose from with easy access and surveillance
We'll come back like this.
phone and your smartwatch. Home security, home automation, home theater, alarm monitoring, as low as $14.95 a month. What's more important than your family and your kids? Your home. Get full control right at your fingertips, along with expert home security consultation and award-winning service. Call 210-877-1222 or visit them at bsgtexas.com. That's bsgtexas.com. BSG, making home automation simple. Tank's Pizza, located at 902 North New Braunfels Avenue, is the home of a modern interpretation on classic Italian dishes with the use of only the best and high-quality ingredients. You want pasta? They've got it. Calzones? They've got it. Wings? They've got it. And they even got salad for my healthy eaters. With lunch specials and a lunch buffet, all for less than $10. And don't forget to wash it down with a glass of Kool-Aid. Their hours of service are Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Saturday, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Be sure you call my people at 210-320-9224. That's 210-320-9224. Yes, they do deliver. Just call them. Tank's Pizza. All that's missing is you.
Yes, just direct your pizza
To Tank's Pizza.
Tank's Pizza.
And definitely do it September the 9th.
We do not
day.
own that copyright, by the way.
Yeah.
Just saying.
September something. Do it on one of those days that I said. And we're going to be doing a live broadcast on that Sunday.
Yes.
And it's going down.
I love it.
Come this way.
I love it. I'm already this way. Look, like I am exactly where I am every day.
Well, look.
Wow.
Direct to your pizza.
I don't know how to. Okay. So I'll go over there and you talk to the people. I'll move it and then
Thanks.
I'll be back.
All right. So as I had told you before, there are some.
If you
great
guys want a job as a
things.
cameraman, please contact the One Media Hub at 210.
Contact Zay.
The One Media
Contact
the one.com. Just do that. Or check out Nika or whatever. Just come over here and move the cameras for us, please.
At the end of the day, just come move the cameras. All right, so look, all kinds of things going on as always. It's the 15th. It's the middle of the month. So oh my gosh, like I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you right now. I will tell you what's on the back of this paper. Tank's Pizza, where you're going to direct your pizza. The Veterans Fundraiser, where you can actually give money to For Anyone Productions to raise money for homeless veterans. You can go to paypal.me/For Anyone Productions Texas and just put in your amount and booyah in that thing. The Live and Laugh comedy show that has Earthquake coming down to the city. Boom. This is happening September the 8th, if I'm not mistaken. Tickets are definitely on sale
How come
right
you just
now.
turned into my pastor on some old, it's coming now.
It's coming
September
now.
8th.
September the 8th at 8 p.m.
Get your tickets.
Actually, it's September the 9th.
Oh.
At 8 p.m.
September the 9th.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's it. At the Lila Cockerel. So make that happen. Then we would love for you to visit Uptown 78 Lounge for some fantastic entertainment, as well as pool, darts, food trucks, karaoke, DJs, and even open mics that happen tonight because it's Wednesday. Every Wednesday there is a open mic comedy situation happening over there. I'm telling you, I'm going to go do a comedy. I'm going to be a comedian, and I'm going to do a comedy set.
It's going to be amazing.
Yep. And I didn't say it out loud. Oh! I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. So then if you want to help keep your kids off drugs, I don't know why that's funny.
Or the poll. Whatever it is that you want to
EPPC Drug Free Coalition is on the job. They're out there giving extracurricular activities and showing kids other things that they can do and teaching them things like fine arts and theater, so they're not concentrating on being, you know, on those drugs and things. So if you want more information on that, you can always go to 21803 East Commerce Street, or call 271-7232 for more information.
For more information.
Oh, yeah.
What you got going on over there?
I don't even know.
You pushing buttons?
I thought I was talking to somebody. Maybe I wasn't.
Well, our good folks on the Facebook feed
I hope
definitely
I didn't have.
heard you.
Sorry, guys.
They definitely heard you. Okay, so it is a beautiful day out this morning. Beautifully balmy 78 degrees right now in the Alamo City. High today will not be in triple digits, thank the Lord. High today will be 98 degrees, and tonight a beautiful 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. You know what happened the other night, and we weren't able to see it because it just so happens that the day this celestial event happened, it rained like the Dickens out here. So obviously cloud cover was a thing. But there was a meteor shower that you could see with the naked eye, passing over, the Earth. Like this part of the world could see it at night, and they were saying
Did you
that
say passing over the
Earth, the world, our planet, Captain Planet. Sorry, you remember that show? You don't
Captain Caveman.
Right. So she took it to the 70s. I remember that show too. I remember seeing that. It was Betty and Wilma and Captain. There was a spinoff, a cartoon spinoff, if you will. Anyway, so we weren't able to see it here because it was cloudy and rainy. But they were saying that there were like 1,000 meteors an hour.
Oh wow, that's really been kind of cool.
Yeah, that would have been really, really cool.
That would have been cool.
Sir,
well, instead, we
got some rain, some much needed rain, and as they say, August showers. No, they don't say anything after that. They just say it was raining because it's August showers.
If they said something about August showers, the next thing is like, it rained? Great.
Right. The Pleiades meteor shower. Nicole is on it telling me what the word is. Okay, and what are we celebrating today? We are celebrating 3 different days today. Okay, are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
So we are celebrating National Leathercraft Day.
Nice.
Right?
Leathercrafted things are very expensive.
Yes.
This is what I'm talking about with the boots and the hats and the belts that I was telling you about.
Right.
That are like thousands.
Thousands of dollars.
Leathercraft.
Right. Now imagine also putting your face on it.
Huh? What are you talking about, Willis?
Nika has one with somebody else's face, but then she got something that was not leather crafted that has her face.
I'm about to say, what you talking about?
Amazing. We're going to show you all of that stuff from Susej in just a little while. Anyway, so National Leathercraft Day. It is also National Relaxation Day.
I like that.
You like that one?
I like that.
National Relaxation
Relax
Day.
a little bit.
Relax on your leather couch, maybe, right?
Possibly.
And at the same time, put one of these in your face. Today is National Lemon Meringue Pie Day.
Not too fond of lemon meringue pie.
See? She don't like nothing. She don't like nothing.
I like to look at lemon meringue pie.
Make it National Whiskey Day and see. She gonna be look at the face. I didn't even look at her, and I already know there's a little bit of a smile in her eyes now, and she's like,
"There's whiskey here at this time, so I can celebrate immediately on National Whiskey Day." However, lemon meringue pie.
There is no whiskey on the premises, people. Please do not believe the words that are coming out of her mouth.
But they know that there's whiskey on the premise. They don't have to.
I'm trying to do something here.
Absolutely, they do.
Okay.
I don't need to tell lies. So look, the lemon meringue pie is really cool to look at.
Yeah.
Every time I look at it, I'm like, that looks so yummy. Then I want to eat the white stuff and all this stuff. And then every time I eat it, I'm like, this is not good.
Right. So I agree.
Mad.
There is a thing about, meringue is the part that I don't really love. I'm not a fan of meringue. I don't know. It's an egg white treat, right? So it's made of egg whites and sugar and some other stuff, right?
And
even though my people's music is named after it, right? Is named for merengue, right? I am not a huge fan of meringue. And one of the things that growing up, one of the candies that we eat in the Dominican Republic or Dominican families or what have you is hard meringue. Like after the meringue gets really hard, then they cut it into these like circles or whatever, and then they put it in a bag, and you can get like a bag of little meringues and eat meringues.
Chew them, or do you?
I think you suck on them for a little while, and then you start chewing them up, and then you eat them. And I was never a huge fan of those.
Right.
And today I see lemon meringue or any other kind of meringue pie, and people, oh my gosh. Another thing, key lime pie, which is something that's huge in Miami and Florida and the whole nine. Not a fan. Not a huge fan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Now, there's a key lime pie at Saltgrass Steakhouse that is delicious, but I could only have like 3 bites. I would probably
never order it.
Yeah. I only
just
have
because
like 3
it's
bites.
key lime.
But it's just too much. Like, I couldn't eat a whole piece of key lime pie. That's like so much.
Yeah. Yeah. But I know people who are like, man... ride or die for meringue and key lime.
I like to go like this to the meringue pie.
Just see it, watch it wiggle, see it jiggle.
And then your fingerprints in the meringue pie.
Right. And then nobody eats it, which goal accomplished.
Right.
Nobody eats this stuff.
All right.
See, Shay Morgan loves key lime. See, Glow loves key lime.
Yes, key lime pie.
James agrees with me.
Saltgrass Steakhouse has a delicious key lime pie.
All right, let's calm down, James E. Hudson. Merengue is no bueno. You calm down. Okay?
Why?
What are you talking about?
Why are you telling my James E. to calm down?
Because I don't know what he's talking about. All right, so we're saying meringue. We're saying meringue.
It's no good.
But he hit me with merengue, which is the dance, the music, if you will.
Oh,
right, so is it merengue that's no bueno, or is it meringue?
It's meringue that's no bueno.
I would like to ask you to clarify that, please, Brother James.
He is he is a pastor, so
either way, I don't kill.
I
don't kill. Is that how you say it? I don't kill. I don't kill.
You can't just be talking. Just be talking about Reverend friends like that. You can't talk about my music.
Don't talk about my dancing.
No, I'm just kidding. Now, mind you, can't nobody talk about my Zay Zay either. So
they can talk. It's fine.
No, they can't talk about my Zay Zay.
It's fine. He's all right. So there you have it, guys. All you got to do is go get yourself a slice of lemon meringue pie, and sit on your leather couch, and enjoy some relaxation, and you're celebrating all 3.
Now, Zay Zay does this, of course, every morning to tell us what we celebrate. And one day we were celebrating National Night Out, and so it was this whole thing.
Wait 1 second. I just imagined.
What? You doing what?
I love Mia so much. I just imagine her like, oh, I guess not. Walking right out the store.
For real. You talking about Mia?
I love Mia so much that she would be that tight. She's so cute.
She almost went to go get
she was like, and just drove right out the parking lot. Nope. I guess not.
She'll bring us some lemon snaps.
The music is the bomb. Thank you, James E. Hudson. I appreciate you.
Now they're besties.
Now that's my boy.
What's going on right now? So anyway, I had to get this. I got this flyer yesterday because
please show.
You were again National Night Out. Apparently, we celebrated that nationally last week, right?
At a different time than San Antonio.
Then in San Antonio, we celebrate in October, and it's like a thing, and it's National Night Out, and everybody in the neighborhood has parties, and the cops and woo came up with it, blah blah. So so this is our National Night Out. This is the one that the Tha1Radio will be at. We'll actually be at St. Philip's College because Denver Heights Neighborhood Association, which is where we are at. So we are located in Denver Heights for a business. So we're the official radio station. I don't know what I was trying to say.
We're the official
radio station of the Denver Heights Neighborhood Association because our business is also in what?
Right, Denver Heights.
We're really the official radio station of everybody.
Yes. And if you didn't know,
so I got the flyer. So I just had to tell you that this is where we have to be, August 2nd, and it's going to be at St. Philip's and College, and there's going to be food and fun and vendors and folks and fuss and us.
Food, fun, and folks.
Vendors and folks and fuss.
Okay, you tried to put an F on the V.
Everything.
That didn't work, but that's okay. A for effort. So there you go, the 35th anniversary of it too. Alamo College's Police Department National Night Out 2018, October. Everybody else does it in August, but it's October. We misheard here in San Antonio. We said, Well, we're still gonna have it in October.
That's why you
we,
gotta go to the Friday night movie so you can get the real history.
Real history of how we be mishearing.
Yeah.
How we misread stuff.
So what's trending?
Down.
What's trending today? What's everybody talking about? What's on everybody's lips and minds and hearts
Ooh,
today?
James E. Hudson says Texas is the only state that celebrates in October. No other state celebrates it in October.
I totally believe it, because you know what Texas does? We wild with it. That's why, if any place, I almost feel safest in Texas, because Texas is gonna be like, hell no. This is whatever the law is. Hell no, we ain't doing it.
You know, I said that to somebody.
I need you to drop your guns. Hell no, ain't happening. I need you to separate your family. Hell no. I need you to move out your home. Hell no. Texas just ain't gonna do it. They got their own Texas code. If you got a Texan behind your name or your stuff, I don't know. I feel safer in Texas.
Okay.
We come to take over. Hell no.
Hell no. We want lemon meringue pie.
Hell no, we don't. Hell no, we don't.
We don't? Well, maybe. But we'll decide when you get lemon meringue pie.
Where's that made? New York City. Get a rope. That was on the commercial.
All right, calm down.
Hell no.
I need you to calm that down too, please, because that's also where I was made.
Oh, in New York City.
Yes.
Oh, you were. That was your. My. Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't make salsa. That's what the commercial was. The salsa commercial.
Paste picante. You gotta even pronounce it right, Nika.
It's called paste picante sauce.
Picante.
I said picante.
Wow. So I have a friend who was. It was the funniest thing in the world. Yeah. Well, you know, you did your best. So I have a friend, right? His name is Fernando Mago, right? One of the coolest guys you'll ever meet in life. And I heard him one time get into an argument with a British person about pronunciation.
Oh no.
He's from Venezuela.
Oh no.
So he has a thick accent. She's British. So she had a thick accent.
And he was trying to tell the British girl about the British accent.
No, so she started feeling some kind of way because he was pronouncing her name improperly, right? Mm-hmm. So her name is Carol Ann, right? Carol Ann, whatever, right? So Carol Ann. So when he would pronounce the name, because he has a thick accent, it would come out like Caroline, right? And one day she got ticked off and was like,
Carol Ann.
Yes, look, Fernando, my name is not Caroline, it's Carol Ann. Well, you don't pronounce my name right either. What are you talking about? Your name is Fernando. My name is not Fernando, it's Fernando.
Fernando.
And that's exactly what you just hit me with on the picante.
Yeah.
It's not picante, it's picante. Picante.
Anyway, I got it right. I'm just saying.
My name is not Fernando, it's Fernando. Right. So yeah, so that's what's happening today.
All right, look,
what you got going on over there?
What the heck is going on in the world? I don't know. I didn't do any show prep.
I got a lot of paper over there for telling me that you don't know what's happening.
I've got the Denver Heights meeting. So look, there's a town hall meeting, right? But I know the people don't want to know about no town hall meeting. That would be too much like right.
So there's a town hall meeting,
and all of your elected officials are going to be there. Your state rep, Barbara Hawkins, your county commissioner, Tommy Calvert Jr., your D2 councilman, William Cruzshaw, and your SISD trustee, who is also a voted elected official, James Howard, will all be at the St. Philip College Bowden Alumni Center, which is on the 3rd floor. I know it makes it difficult for people to go and actually participate. You mean I gotta park and walk upstairs? So I understand if you're not gonna go, but that's where it is, and it's August 21st, and it says 6 p.m. And this is where you could talk to your elected officials about what are your plans and what have you done, and tell me what you done did this last couple of years, and why should I vote for you again, and what do you stand on this issue, and how do you stand on this particular article, and you know, like. Like an involved citizen.
What that is? Involved citizen.
Like a caring involved citizen. It's there for you, and I told you about it.
Yeah, there it is.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Bruno Mars. So you know that Bruno Mars has been scrambling for a little bit, trying to find somebody else to go on tour with, right? Because Cardi B had that baby, and then she was like, "I'm not going." Right, I'm not going. So what's going to happen? So
like when you get when you get to the point where you used to date, like you was about to have a jailhouse marriage, right? And then now you're dropping out of the tour with Bruno Mars. Like, your checks is nice. Go, Cardi B. So she was getting married to someone who was in jail.
Oh.
On Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is where
reality television. I got you now. That's what we're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah. And now she's like, Bruno,
I don't even think it's that. I think she just had a baby and she wants to.
I'm just saying
she has
a choice.
Yes.
And that's the beauty behind it,
that's
right? She
Absolutely.
doesn't have to do it to stay this or do this or stay relevant or get a check. No, she's got stuff going on and coming in where she's got a balanced life happening. And she's got a choice.
There you go. Yes, I do too. So it looked like Bruno Mars also had a choice to make, because he had to figure out what he was going to do without Cardi B on tour. And apparently he just figured it out.
Who's it gonna be?
So Bruno Mars is now going to be going on tour with, are you ready?
Dun, dun, dun.
Are you ready?
I am.
Sierra.
Okay.
Boyz II Men.
Okay.
And Charlie Wilson.
Hold the phone.
Yes.
It took you 3 acts to replace Cardi B?
Oh, and LMA.
4? Wait, Charlie Wilson.
Well, they're all going to join him on the North American leg of the tour. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're all going to be performing on the same nights. Maybe Charlie Wilson might be in some cities. Maybe LMA might be in some cities.
Charlie Wilson is a whole show by itself.
Yeah, I've seen a Charlie Wilson show a few times.
How you going to put all 4 of them? Y'all going to be there for 6.5 hours. You don't have to clock in.
Everybody on the phone. Face the sun. Yeah, Charlie Wilson will rock out for 5 hours.
Y'all is gonna have to clock into that bad boy for real. Like if it was all them people in one night.
Yeah, I give it to Charlie Wilson, man. That guy, I've seen that guy in a show with like everybody. Like when you could do a show and it's Charlie Wilson's there, but then also like Trey Songz is there, and just all these acts, right? That perform. What's Mama from Destiny's Child? Not Beyonce.
The ones you don't remember, of course.
No.
Just got.
Of course we remember.
Are you about to argue with me on this point? Like, I was excited to have this.
We're going to remember.
We never forget Beyonce and the others named them.
You're terrible, Nika. Anyway, so when you have like you have young acts and different acts, I've seen this at a festival, and Charlie Wilson shuts down the entire concert.
Yeah.
Like, and he's in his, I don't want to misspeak, but I think he's like in his 70s.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? Charlie Wilson's in his 70s.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he puts on a show. He's dancing.
Sweating,
he's got like 10
jumping.
dancers with him.
Yeah.
He's got like lights and fireworks, and Charlie Wilson puts on a show. So that's going to be an amazing kind of add. Maybe even Bruno and Charlie might do something together, which would be cool, because Bruno's got that old soul kind of thing happening for himself.
That's why I'm not that surprised by that lineup, because he does have that.
Then Boyz II Men coming through.
Look,
Sierra is an automatic superstar. Kelly Rowland.
And
Kelly Rowland.
There was gonna be a nice little joke, James, because I was gonna let him finish the segment and be like, he still didn't remember their name.
Wow.
And scene.
And I didn't, so it still works.
But you only got Kelly. Can you give me the other one? Can you give me the other child?
Well, I'd rather not talk about her, because she's going through something right now, and she is a depressing.
Her life.
She's going through depression therapy
being the
right
Destiny
now.
Child that nobody can remember.
It's important to her, Nika.
I mean, it's one thing to be Kelly, because Kelly came and did a little bit of something, so you can remember Kelly. But what about the other one? What's the other? Don't Google it.
No, I'm not. I'm working, Nika.
I'm Googling. What's the other child's name, child?
I know she was on Broadway. I know she has albums on her own. I know she was an integral member of Destiny's Child. After the first two left, who I definitely do not remember their names. So it's Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle Williams. Boom! Boom! Michelle.
Here's the thing.
Can you handle this? Can you handle this? Charlie, can you handle this? I don't think you can handle this. Woo! Really know. Don't really know none of the words. DJ!
I definitely can't handle
Caroline!
it. I
Not
can't.
Caroline. It's Fernando. So, anyway, so big shout to Bruno Mars.
Yeah, that was great. That was so good. It was just so good right there. Oh my God, I don't even know what's happening. All right,
boy.
that was good, man.
So
That was
Bruno
good.
Mars, what, you trying to leave already?
I wish that I had that on tape. Oh, I do.
Wow.
I wish I had recorded that. Oh, I did.
So do you like scary movies?
Absolutely not.
You don't like scary movies?
No.
Not your thing?
No.
Okay.
The only thing I don't like more than scary movies is snakes.
Wow. Okay.
I don't like snakes.
Yeah.
We'll lose friendship over snakes. Like if you think, oh, what's going to be funny? I'm going to bring, and this is something like Michael Jackson would do, so I don't even think about it because that will be, like, you'll be like, man, she was serious. Like, I can't go back to the hub.
Wow.
I don't like snakes. And if I tell you I don't like snakes and you still bring a snake up in my face,
Yeah, don't do that.
we're not
that's
friends.
just
we're not
mean.
friends anymore because
Yeah.
I really, truly don't like snakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But scary movies, I don't watch them because I have a vivid imagination.
Okay.
So I'm an only child.
Okay.
And then I used to live in a 3-level house. So my parents were up there and I was down here. And we lived in Garden Ridge where there was animals and people and deer and stuff and bats that would be on the windows just like this. So I didn't like to watch things that were scary.
Where do I live? What is happening?
I didn't like
In
scary movies. I felt like it could be outside.
Yes, apparently it could be. That's scary as hell, nigga.
Right. I didn't do it. I
I ain't going out there.
I'm not going out there. And then, you open your window and you be like,
Can
oh,
you
it's a
walk me
pretty
to my
day.
car today?
Absolutely.
Because now I'm even more
You'd
nervous.
be like, it's a pretty day. And there'll be a bat on the window, like, on the screen.
On some more, yes it is. Don't mind me, just
right. And then
being here. I don't know. What are you doing on my window, Bat? You gotta go, Bat.
you gotta go, man.
Don't you got friends somewhere
gotta go,
waiting for
man.
you, Bat?
So yeah, I wasn't
All
a
right.
big scary movie person, but tell me about it.
All right, so there was a bit of a backlash on YouTube over the last 48 hours, and the reason being was because there was a commercial that would come on, right? Before you click on anything you want to see now, you got to see a commercial before you watch it on YouTube for the most part, if it's monetized. So there was this commercial that would come on, and it would make it look as though the volume on your screen was turning down. Right? So you know how, like, if you're on, especially if you're on a Mac, you know how you get that little window where the volume would be turning up and turning down.
Got you.
Well, little pop-up comes on, or your phone. Little pop-up comes on, and it looks like the volume is turning down, and it makes you feel like, oh crap, like I must be pushing the button. So it makes you kind of turn it up even more, and then it's just blank for a second, and then a jump scare, right? And it's basically the scary. The name of the film is The Nun, right? And it's a prequel to one of the Conjuring movies, so it's in the Conjuring universe. So all of a sudden, this nun jumps up and scares you, and it's really loud in your ears. Well, it caused a big backlash because what happens? People start complaining, like, "What are you doing? Like, you're first of all, you're scaring the crap out of me. Second of all, I don't appreciate you making it look like I'm malfunctioning,
right?
And that's an issue." So the latest ad for that movie, The Nun, YouTube was like, "Oh, you are violating our terms of service, and you got to go." So what ends up happening is that this major film release is now they have to figure out alternative ways to advertise, which they already have. They got trailers and all kinds of stuff, but they did this thing to people, and people got pretty upset about it.
Wow.
And it wasn't even up for that long. I mean, maybe a day. And then all of a sudden, no, and then YouTube strikes it and pulls it down and puts a strike against the company and all that stuff. But in the end, they get exactly what they wanted, which is us talking about The Nun, the movie The Nun, which comes out on if you like scary movies. It will be out soon, and you can get tickets. Actually, I think we're giving away tickets on Zayzay.com, which is interesting. Cool. And you don't want to go, so
right. You are.
I think we'll have plenty.
Yeah, you're good. You are good. Zay.
Yes.
Zay. What you want, but do need me. You know, co-host. Okay.
Something, right? So we got a guest in the building.
Right. So what
just
I need
walked
to
up
happen
in
is what I need to happen is just one thing.
I need various things to happen, but what's the one thing you want? And then we'll work on that first.
We're gonna have to, because mine is time sensitive.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to do that quickly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna come back.
Oh. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we shall return with lots more wonderful stuff right here on The One. You can press play over there because I got him with this.
Messages.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats.
Education classes
Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin.
Marie,
now
you
I'm
have
in a shelter.
pre-diabetes.
It's decent,
Diabetes?
but
I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get pre-diabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for pre-diabetes. And way over here, busy moms.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are very intelligent.
Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I get it.
If you smoked, this new lung cancer screening could save your life. Visit SaveByTheScan.org.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it. Yeah, I get it.
If you smoked, this new lung cancer screening could save your life. Visit SaveByTheScan.org.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
All right, and we're back. We're back.
I can make you put your phone down.
And look, we got somebody with us. Like all of a sudden, like we went like this,
like
and
Jesus,
Black appeared.
I'm gonna need you to scoot a little bit more this way, just so you don't look like you behind Zay Zay.
It's hard not to look like you behind.
I mean,
Zay, unfortunately, but I will never give you up, cake. I love you too much.
He said, "I'll never give
Pizza.
you a cake."
I ride with you, pizza.
I'm so mad at you.
I don't know.
Are you? Is it your talking to Mike?
Mike check 1 2 1 2.
Is that not him?
I think this is him.
Okay, do it again.
Mike check 1 2 1 2.
Try it again. Just talk, man. Oh, because
look.
Oh, that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, I didn't know which one it was on.
We on.
All right.
Are we live?
Yes, all of those good things. Hi, it's Black. Black is in the building.
Black is in the building.
So let's talk about something. What are we talking
You
about
know
today?
what? Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Swap this one.
That's what I was. That's what I was.
That. Let's do that. Even though I think we're just doing a little rearranging. Oh my gosh, you are. Come on, do it like a girl. There you go.
Right?
We good?
We great now.
Really
all right. We absolutely amazeballs. Okay, everybody. So Black is here, and I think he has something on his mind. What you got in your mind, Black?
Oh, nothing in particular, just I could use about $1.2 million,
Right.
Anybody want to donate? I don't have a GoFundMe. I can't afford that either.
Okay. I need one of those too.
Well, there you are.
So
Okay.
somebody set up a GoFundMe yesterday for the Tha1Radio, or for
They
the
did?
one, yes.
Because you told them to.
Because I told them to, but I say that like, hey, somebody set up a GoFundMe, right? So this girl's like, well, you said it, so I did it, right? But I
that
said,
easy?
I'm gonna need you
Get what you asked for?
to change the amount, though.
What is it GoFundMe for? How much was it for?
I just want you to try to guess.
$20.
No.
Okay, I need parameters on this.
$10 million.
$10 million.
She got it for $10 million.
I was like, no one's donating to that.
Aim high. So even if you miss your mark, you still walk off with some change. All right.
Right.
But I don't think that people donate to stuff that has too much of a lofty
goal.
I don't think 10 million is an absurd
Well,
thing.
my $12 isn't going to help this 10 million. So
I'm not going to donate.
Every little bit counts.
I mean, it does, but I just think that mentally
Okay, fine,
it
1
might
million.
block somebody
We just move
from
the zero over a little bit. 1 million?
I don't know. I don't even know what the proper amount would be to ask to do. I just don't think 10 million is the one.
10 million is probably not going to
We
happen.
probably shooting too low. We might want to go to 100 million.
I don't think anybody has
I was
gotten
like,
$10 million.
So this
on
was me,
GoFundMe,
it
but I
said
could be
10
wrong.
point, and then it had 0 and then an M. So I looked at it and I was like, Is it safe 10 million?
A million.
Is that what the M's for?
Well, I will say this.
Shout out
Maybe Travis Scott can help.
Maybe. What is Travis Scott doing right now?
Travis Scott currently has the #1 album in the country, right? And so he's decided that he's going to give out $100,000 on social media.
That would be great. You could donate to our 10 million.
Right, and that's what he kind of wants you to do. So his new album, Astro World, actually took Drake. Oh, hold on a second. Astro World, boom. So it actually took Drake out of the #1 spot, like who. We thought he was going to be there for a really long time, and he was there for a while. But Travis Scott's album took him out, and in order to celebrate that, he decided that what he was going to do was give away $100,000. So the quote is, and what he wrote was, "So I know it's hard for the kids, so I decided to unload my bank account on you guys." He said this in a tweet. "I'm busting down $100,000 and giving away to any fans that can tweet me their cash tag with lyrics from Astro Gang." So basically, listen to the album, get you some lyrics from there, and come up with a nice creative tweet with your cash tag to Travis Scott, and you could get $100,000.
I mean, huh?
Yeah.
So it sounds like he paying folks to write a lyric for him?
No. He's already written the album, and he wants you to quote it to him.
First, he's gonna up his streams wherever the music's on. He's gonna either up his sales or up his streams, because
and he's giving away the music via the Cash App. So basically, he's just gonna cash app you. He's just gonna cash app you $100,000. Wait a minute, but there's a fee. There's like I want to say a 1% fee. So that means Cash App people are getting their grand. You getting $99,000.
Cash App, they charge you, but if you let it wait 24 hours, you get your money. So you one of them greedy folks. I'm on it right now. They hit you. You wait for 24 hours. Doop, thank you.
Okay, well there you go.
I got the Cash App. I know.
There you go. So you guys are 24 hours away from a full $100,000.
Nah, you ain't. Nah, they ain't gonna get you that way.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
Travis Scott.
All right.
Big shout to you. And right now he's in a heated race with Nicki Minaj because she just dropped her album Queen.
So that's what I'm saying. He's going to win with this.
Well, maybe, but they're trying to see who's going to be #1 this week. I think we'll find out tomorrow.
Did y'all listen to that song Barbie Dreams? Have y'all listened to that?
I don't do much Nicki Minaj listening.
It just happened to come on the radio on my way over here. She be tripping. She talking much trash. That's why everybody's in their feelings. That's why everybody's in their feelings.
Who's she talking trash about?
Oh, well, she just using people's names in the flow. That's all.
Well, she basically was talking about who cannot get it.
Oh, it's about smashing.
Yeah.
It's about smashing.
Barbie dreams, right? So you guys are dreaming about being with me, and these are the people who cannot. Like, you cannot.
She said she wanted Feature to give her power for an hour, but he wanted to talk about power for an hour. I was like, okay then. And then she was talking about. She talked about Young Thug, talking about he was in her closet doing something. Talked about man, she had me crying. I was like, she's stupid.
Wow.
And she actually, there was a clip where Stephen Colbert asked her about this song. She was on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. He asked her about the track, and he kind of pointed out all the people, from 50 to Drake to everybody that's in this song.
Right.
And then he said, it's a great clip. You guys should watch it. He said, I'm noticing that on this list, I am nowhere to be found. So is that
mean I can get it?
Right. So she was like, well, okay, so I got one for you then. And then she stopped for a second, and she came up with 4 hot lines about him.
She ad-libbed it on the spot.
She ad-libbed it on the spot, and she said, I might. What did she say? I might F Steven after the show. And then he's gonna, and then he'll come to work the next day with a nice glow or something like that.
Oh, how funny!
And then she said, "But if I do that, all y'all MFers don't stop and stare. Just you can just address me as Mrs. Colbert, right?" So the place lost their minds, and he was under his, he covered his face. Because he's also a really Christian dude, right? But he was like, oh my goodness, and he was embarrassed about it or whatever. And then she was like, yeah, wait a minute, but are you married? And then he was like, And he dropped his hand under the table like, what? No, yes, I'm married, yes.
Yeah, this was
and then
like
she was like, okay, then shout out to Mrs. Colbert. And then he was like, yes, honey, shout outs to you.
To you.
Shout outs to you.
I am coming home tonight.
Right, I'll be coming home tonight.
Don't be mad.
But here's the thing, right? So we all know that Nicki Minaj is a beautiful girl, and it crosses barriers, man. When you see somebody like that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
you
it doesn't matter.
She's there's a reason. Barbie Tings, right? Barbie Tings and Barbie Dreams and. Barbie.
Can't get it. You can't get it. You can't get it.
Right.
That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. But then do you wonder about the backlash that you're going to get from the people that you told you can't get it to?
Man, folks is all in their feelings. Go on Twitter. You go on Twitter, folks is all in their feelings about that.
Well,
they very much in their feelings. I'm like, okay.
And if you didn't care, then don't care. Right? Like if you really wasn't trying to, then it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, yeah, I get it. Use my name in the song.
They was trying to get it. Look, they was trying to get it. I don't believe. Right. I won't say that. Right. Because then it's like
what?
Nah.
You don't believe what?
Well, no. I just believe that many men take their attempt. And if they get knocked down, then they might claim it wasn't an attempt. Right. But I mean, we know an attempt when we see one. And when we feel one, when we have
to
one.
Barbie Dreams, if you want to see what she said.
All right.
No, I just feel like
got the lyrics. This one.
Yeah, I was like, she's stupid.
So has a woman ever accused you? Because I mean, there's we have this Me Too movement going on and all these accusations of things. So that's why I step lightly. But has anybody accused you of trying to hit? And you wasn't trying to hit? Because there was a time that like men would say, oh, you open a door for some woman or something, and she thinks that you like her, and women were confusing chivalry with you trying to hit.
Y'all know me. I'm direct. If I'm trying to hit, it's direct. It's no confusion in your mind if I'm trying to smash.
Right.
Because I'm like. So
I'm trying to smash you.
Y'all know me. I'm very direct.
So I asked the wrong person. Because you're absolutely correct. But you're reading lyrics over there. But anybody out there, maybe have you was doing something polite because you're a gentleman, and then the female was like, I ain't trying to talk to you, and you be like, calm it down, woman. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like those actual come-ons are not. Like, you can tell that. Even the most subtle.
Well, from my observation, this day and age, for the younger generation, you can't even be nice to think you thirsty.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm like, you know what? I got a whole gallon of water right here. I ain't thirsty. What you tripping for?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I ask, like, how many men out there are getting confused, or women saying, oh, you trying to flirt with me or whatever the case, or you're thirsty, but really you're just being a gentleman. No, I just opened the door for you. No, I just said, you look nice today.
I've been shut down like, I fired a lot of shots. I'm shooting off a billion rounds. I'm gonna hit something sooner or later. So I get shut down a lot, but I don't be in my feelings. I'll be like, all right, nice talking to you. Have a great day.
Yeah, and you keep it pushing.
If it's a group of y'all, you know what, you turn me down, what your friend talking about? And if you think I'm lying to ask somebody, I have literally done that with no hesitation. They be like, you bold. I'm like,
I'm shooting my numbers. What about you, sir? Because you're very polite and you have manners and stuff. Have
you don't know?
You have
hardcore.
Those polite, no. Not with your
but being nice to
get over here, miss.
You are not hardcore with your Wimbledon water shirt on right now.
First of all, being nice get you nowhere.
I'm just saying, has being a gentleman
being nice can get you somewhere.
Has it been misconstrued?
Being a gentleman been misconstrued?
You open the door for somebody, you say someone looks nice today or whatever, they think you hitting on them or that you being thirsty or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
So that happens,
especially in New York City. See, the thing about when you're in a culture, I don't even want to say a culture, when you're in a place where women are constantly being either accosted, harassed, like they're like trying to
or that you being thirsty or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
So that happens,
especially in New York City. See, the thing about when you're in a culture, I don't even want to say a culture. When you're in a place where women are constantly being either accosted, harassed, like they're like trying
I'll
to.
tell my
story in 1 second.
Or that you being thirsty or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
So that happens,
especially in New York City. See, the thing about when you're in a culture, when you're in a place where women are constantly being, or you could do that. Okay.
They just turned everything off.
Well, just the. Yeah. All right. So basically, when you're in a place, and I know most major cities go through this, right? But when you're in a place where men are constantly, ogling a girl or trying to talk to a girl or what have you, it makes it difficult for guys that just want to be, like you said, chivalrous or just be kind and just say, hey, you know what? Those are, but it's also a matter of how you do it. Right. Because if you're looking for a reason to compliment somebody, maybe they might be having a hard day, or maybe they're, you just want to make their day, make them smile, make something. Whether it's a guy or girl, maybe choose what you talk about wisely, right? Like one thing that I've learned growing up is that it seems as though a woman will never really, they're less likely to think you're trying to do something if you compliment something like their shoes. It's like, wow, girl, those are some great shoes.
So we already know our shoes are great.
Huh? Well, no, because you like to hear that you're wearing nice shoes, right?
Man, we don't look at your shoes unless you got open toes, and we look at your toes. But we looking at that ass. And so I guess that's the wrong compliment. Be like, ma, you killing them yoga pants.
Okay, wait, hold on.
But if that's the idea, then okay, don't keep it to yourself. But if you truly just want to compliment somebody and just find something to compliment and make it less sexual and make it more like, oh wow, girl, I love the color of your hair. It's really cool.
Pick me.
Go ahead.
Pick me.
You down front. Yes, you with the question.
I was talking to a man, and the man said to me, Nika, you have a very pretty bra on today.
Yeah.
X-ray vision works.
Yeah, no, that's it's like, a little forward. It's a bit untoward. And how else is that supposed to make you feel?
I was like, huh?
That to me seems like the equivalent of rubbing the inside of your wrist when you're shaking their hands.
I didn't even understand what was going on there. But and I get it. Roxanne says now, because first I do expect a man to open a door for me. So I expect there to be chivalry running around here and men open doors and do things of that anyway. So I'm not going to automatically think that he's trying to hit on me. And I just feel like usually when a man's trying to shoot his shot, like, it. If you have any type of sense to you, you know it, and you know when someone's just being a gentleman, and then you should know, like, not all people know it, but like I can also tell like when they're just that kind of guy. Like there's one dude that I've met, and I was talking to my friend about him, but he just like he hits on everybody, and I'm not even talking about black. Somebody else. I
don't hit on everybody.
Because you don't, right? I'm not even talking about black right now.
Are you
but
selective?
Like this dude,
yes, very.
It doesn't matter. Anytime he comes around, he's gonna hit on somebody. I don't care, and he's gonna do one of those. Oh, she didn't talk to me, so he's gonna probably try with 2 or 3. Because I got fabulous women around me, you know what I'm saying? But that is what he does. If I see him at a club, he trying to hit on somebody. So you have that type. And to me, I can tell the difference between this is a married man who's just a gentleman and he's doing what he's doing. This is a single man that might not necessarily be interested, but he's got his eyes open and something might interest him.
He might dibble-dabble a tad bit.
You never know.
All right,
I can tell if you
what
just.
What is happening?
The
on the east side of San Antonio. When did this turn into
tea and crumpets?
Carthage.
I'm just saying.
She might be
Covington.
She's an Oxford woman.
She is not.
Cambridge, maybe.
She may have had some. Her dad may have owned some of those shoes once. But anyway, no. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think you can always kind of tell, especially as a woman. You can always tell when a man is just being a little extra. Yeah. Holding the door for you is just one thing. Like, okay, there you go. Have a great day, ma'am, or whatever.
And I'm out.
And also, on a side note for that, ladies, try to also be, if you expect, men to hold your door and
say
all
thank
that
you.
Say thank you.
Oh my God.
That is so can I just tell you, the first time I did not get one of the things that I love about San Antonio is that in my short time here so far, I have never met someone who wasn't at least cordial. Mm-hmm. Right? Everybody here is cool. right?
Yeah.
At least on a
majority level,
on a surface
yeah.
level,
Some,
everybody's cool, right?
People are cordial,
and I
yes.
haven't met anybody yet that wasn't at least cordial. And I tell people that. So I love that about this city. Very different from New York. So, right? It can be very different.
Right.
I went to the NAACP convention, and I'm walking in, and I'm with my wife, and I hold the door for a young lady as she was coming out. Just walk on by. And I was like...
She wasn't from here.
I was like, you're welcome. As I walked in, because that's, I'm like, oh, okay, you're welcome. And then, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yes, thank you. I was like, okay.
She knocked the Starbucks out of her hand.
Right.
right.
I just kept it moving. I don't know if she was from here or not. But I do know that nobody's too busy to also be cordial, and that's what I'm learning from the city. Your day is not so sucky that you can't
say thank you.
You can't say thank you, or you can't be, and your day is not so busy that you can't say thank you.
Yes.
People doing stuff for you, and you just kind of expect it. You know what I mean? So anyway, if you're one of these people that expect chivalry, you should also expect yourself to be grateful for having the chivalry in the first place.
I agree to that.
But other than that, you definitely can tell when somebody's being extra. And there's one thing when it comes to just like interacting with a person just because they're a person. And another thing when you're like, wow, girl,
look here.
Those panty lines look great on you. What?
Right.
Like that. What do you expect to happen?
Well, see, first of all the lines are weak anyway. They need to be more creative.
Okay.
Very much great.
All right.
So
I know you got one today.
Right. And they just come. I don't know if he can actually pick one now because they just come with the moment.
Oh, they come with the moment.
With where you're
my
at.
creativity is totally based upon time, atmospheric pressure,
people,
atmospheric pressure.
Yes, we talk about
the barometer,
humidity, all the factors.
Alcoholic consumption. Yes,
all the factors weigh into my conversation. I lied to that because I don't never say.
If he's on his first drink or his seventh, it just depends.
Those would be two different.
Whether he done already gotten turned down 5 times versus you the first one tonight, that depends.
Or I might have got 7 numbers. It all depends on how my brain
is. Right, it just depends. If he feel like he on the road, it'd be like,
I don't even got to try that hard.
Right.
But
I'm going to do it anyway.
Rejected 12 times. Now he's on his Rocky mode trying to pull out all the good ones.
12 rejections don't fade me none at all.
Oh.
No.
I'm not one of those guys.
And then he'll be like, this is something he's saying. On a 12 rejection, he'd be like, what's up, girl? What's up, little mom? I'm finna go home, whatever he gonna say, whatever. She says whatever. Well, it don't faze me none. You just number 13 tonight. Let me take my butt home to my, whatever.
Fine, I'm going home to my wife.
First of all, that ain't how the black one roll. But when I don't have nobody,
right.
When I ain't got nobody, it's free game for everybody. Free game. I'm like, whatever.
Okay, let me ask you this.
So that is the craziest thing. When he's with somebody, he's like a great relationship dude. Right? He'll frick around and come with a picnic for lunch. You'd be like, what the hell?
Did you say he'll frick around?
Something
you gotta work on your censorship a little more.
Right?
He will frick around.
I'm just saying, and come with a picnic basket with the red and the black and the white.
Tablecloth and all that.
Yes,
That's
and
nice.
go on a paddle boat or something and be like, I made sandwiches. You'd be like,
what?
What's happening?
First, I ain't getting on a paddle boat because I can't swim.
I remember. So Sunday, I was like, my man, we just hanging out.
What's happening?
He was like, well, I made sandwiches. Thank you.
They're peanut butter and jelly, but I made them. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I could be real nice.
So he could be very on the romantic side and the very datey side, but then if he's not, then he'll come with his pimp wig on, and then it's a whole nother situation.
Silky Black in the building, y'all. Girl,
but y'all can't misconstrue that because he tried that with me this weekend and he made sandwiches and I was just like, Black, what kind of? I was trying not to misconstrue like we were talking about earlier, but he was like, nah, pimpin', this is just how we get down in San Antonio. I feel welcome then, thank you. He's like, have yourself some more foie gras. And I was like, I've tried foie gras. I don't know
it was rather tasteful.
See,
but I didn't have it on no Ritz crackers. I had to have them bougie crackers. The ones
with the grain and stuff in it.
Yeah, I got it from
the club crackers.
Oh no,
those are the fancy ones.
Oh no, anything that you can get in HEB.
We talk about watercress.
The crackers that you get in the marketplace, not the ones you get in HEB.
We're talking about the watercress cracker cookies. What them things is with a spot of tea with a dash of honey.
And we're back in freaking Breckenridge.
It's Cambridge,
London,
North Wales,
Cambridge, North Wales. Now we're back.
Did you say it now? Did you say frickin'?
Frickin'. So, speaking of Cambridge and all that, Exactly what we were talking about yesterday. They ended up having a poll, and today it was, well, maybe last night because they're like 15 hours ahead of us. Exactly what we were talking about last night is exactly what the people of England have decided. So they came out with a top whatever list. Who should replace Bond? Daniel Craig as James Bond?
You know, he tweeted, "Don't believe the hype."
He's trying to he low playing it.
Right. So, but he also tweeted, you know, Idris Elba. Right. So
who
are we supposed to believe?
Who's supposed to believe?
Anyway, so they came up with their little top 5 of who in England they feel should replace Daniel Craig. Right. Number 1 with 26% of the votes was Idris Elba. Number 2 with 2% of the with 22% of the votes was Tom Hardy. Okay, he played Bane in Batman, and he's been in a bunch of movies.
I'm so mad about the Batman. I don't even want to talk about that.
Number 3 with 11% of the votes was Tom Hiddleston. You've seen him in Loki. He's Loki, right? Exactly. He actually
Loki.
Yes, and he used to date Taylor Swift as well.
And we don't know if he's really going to stay dead or not.
Right. And number 4 was Aidan Turner, and number 5 was James Norton. So interesting to see who it might be, but in the end,
Idris too.
Idris is number 1 on their list as well.
A black James Bond would be awesome.
Because you got if you got white Egyptian gods, you can have a black James Bond. I'm just saying. It just only makes sense to me. Fair is fair.
Fair is fair. I love it. I love it, man. You know what time it is?
It's time to get live.
I mean, you can if you want.
We got 2 minutes.
Oh.
So don't you rush me off. Oh my gosh, somebody just wrote this massive. Okay, that's homework. I'll read that later.
What are they talking about?
No idea.
Sitting over here.
I have no idea, but it's very long.
And it's
certainly more than 2 minutes.
Who wrote it?
Our good friend Sandra Burleson.
All right, thanks, Sandra.
Thanks.
I don't even know. It could be like, y'all suck.
That's a long paragraph to say you suck. She got like both stanzas.
I think she's just trying to spread the word about something on our feed. So it begins, hello, family and friends. The day is drawing near quickly, so you don't want to miss out on being part
Oh, wait, hold on. So you're doing free advertisement. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, diggity dog wrong.
I shouldn't have said anything because now Nika could go. See, one of the wonderful things about what we do is that you can actually go in and delete comments.
This one right here. This
right.
You got to make sure that it would be approved so that Nika doesn't just go in and be like,
delete.
Anywho, so hopefully Idris Elba will become James Bond soon. And are you a fan of Twilight?
I am a fan of Twilight.
You are a fan of Twilight.
And I like it when, when they turn into the wolf.
Okay.
They were some pound puppies. They weren't even wolves.
Wow.
But they emotional asses.
Right.
I love the wolves.
Anyway, so apparently, in real estate news, Bella's house that they shot in that movie is now for sale. What? So you can buy the Twilight home that Bella lived in for $349,900.
No, man.
They didn't go the Brady Bunch route.
Look at me. I'm like, nah, man.
You don't want to buy that one?
No.
That house looked like it was.
I mean, I don't want to.
2-bedroom, 2.5 square feet.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not little house. Right?
I mean, it probably is cute. It looks cute.
It's quaint.
Remember,
this is Northwest United States.
Yeah,
where the hipsters are at. It's a quaint home located in a nook meadow with the overview of the brook and the shallows, and the frogs and the horses and all that.
I just feel as if.
No.
I'm not gonna live. See, I'm not one to live somewhere just because somebody else lives somewhere. Like, what does that do? Unless they left the address on their checks that keep coming.
It's a nice little open concept.
For a vault.
You're gonna be like a Osley. You're gonna be a jail cashier.
or a vault that's got something in it down there or something. I mean, who cares if somebody else stayed there? I'm just wondering.
Oh, you know what? Black ain't wrong though. He said the quote from the real estate agent is, "The house by itself is just beautiful, with a view of the river and deer in the yard."
Man, I told you. I didn't even look at this till he talked about it.
Yes.
I'm really trying to find out what it has in it, how many bedrooms, how many whatever, but it doesn't say. So
it doesn't matter. They just want you to buy it because they sat in there.
Because they sat.
Twilight is still whack. The vampires.
The Brady Bunch one is even crazier because they didn't even sit in there.
Right.
They just used the front of that house.
Yep.
What they selling the
But
Brooklyn
they're
house
gonna try to make it.
Well, I know, but that's. I'm
how much you selling it for?
No, they already sold it.
They sold it.
They sold it to somebody. Somebody bought it, then somebody like outbid them and bought it again. But the whole point is
the HGTV
is that
outbid them
nobody
and bought it.
even went to that house. Nobody even was in the house. They just was like, we're gonna use it outside of this one.
Right.
And that was
but
it.
it truly is one of the more iconic, you
It
know,
is,
in terms of.
I'd rather have Fred Sanford House. Damn that.
Yeah,
I want Fred House.
That don't exist anywhere.
So I just come down the stairs and step over my junk and talk much trash to you, big dummy.
Nobody.
Better get to Jefferson's penthouse.
Stick your face in some dough and make some gorilla cookies.
Try to tell you.
I would live in the Jefferson's penthouse.
Okay, so I've driven by that building a few times and looks pretty similar. I mean, there's some changes, but you know, the penthouse was obviously a studio. And then the building was another thing.
Right, that was
New York has a bunch of those kind of tours where you can just see famous spots. You know, the Sex and the City.
And again, look, not anywhere that they were actually in, just the outside picture.
That's the case. Just by the Alamo. That's the case.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's it.
All right, my friends. Well, it's that
world.
time again. We're going to leave you, but we're going to return through the grace of God.
Now it's time
and
to say goodbye to all the family. Get Tank's Pizza.
Y'all been remixing all morning, huh?
And call BSG.
Silly.
It's so good, man.
It is.
That was so good, man.
Thank you.
Please do all of those things and tell them the One Radio sent you, the
Absolutely.
One TV sent you, the
Give me a
one. All right. Dear Lord, thank you so very much for waking us up for another day and giving us another opportunity to uplift the kingdom. Thank you for just bringing great people around and into our lives to just uplift us, give us smiles, bring us joy. Sometimes that's all you need is a smile and a good hug to uplift your day. Let us give that to someone else today that may need just a little bit of uplifting through something that we can do, which is just smile and be genuine and be and just be loving to others. Give us traveling grace today, and of course, let's keep joy in our hearts, knowing all things are possible through you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen, amen. All right.
Silly.
I don't get it. Anyway, I get it a little bit. All right, world, keep it sexy and keep it classy.
Classly? Classly?
Stay out of my tongue, Nika. Stay out of my mouth. Stay out of my insecurities. Keep it sexy and keep it classy. We love you guys with everything, and we're gonna see you guys tomorrow for what? I know today is Hump Day, but Thursday should get a name.
It's the Throwback Day.
Throwback
or
Thursday.
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 I kind of like.
Thursday.
I don't want to be thirsty.
All right, fine.
On Thursday.
Maybe we'll do some throwback.
We'll just call it
for tomorrow.
Let's just call it Thursday.
Okay,
Thursday.
Keep it sexy, San Antonio. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Kissy face.
Smile.
We're out.
Smile.